Creating AI applications is getting easier and easier. Introducing IllaBuilder. This is an open source low code platform for building AI driven applications with an automated workflow and with a drag and drop UI. Just take a look at this demo video. In this demo, we are seeing the UI of IllaBuilder by dragging components into this canvas. They have provided dozens of components, including charts, tables, forms, and many more in the Builder and Design section. Not only are you restricted to building applications, but you can also create AI agents that can complete various different tasks. You can position components when they overlap automatically, which makes this UI layout easier to use and even more flexible. Sorry for being repetitive, but this month we had insane partnerships with big companies giving out subscriptions to AI tools completely for free. These are tools that will streamline your business's growth and improve your efficiency. Just being a patron this past month, you were given access to 6 paid subscriptions completely for free. Not only do you access these subscriptions, but you gain the ability for consulting, networking, collaborating with the community, as well as with myself. You get access to daily AI news, resources, giveaways, and so much more. If you're interested, check out the Patreon link in the description below to gain access to these benefits. Throughout today's video, we'll be exploring IllaBuilder further in detail by showcasing some of the capabilities of this amazing application, going over how you can create AI-driven applications, as well as exploring how you can automatically create autonomous AI agents with it. So with that thought, guys, stay tuned and let's get straight into the video. If you would like to book a one-on-one with me where you can access my consulting services, where I can help you grow your business or basically give you a lot of different types of solutions with AI, definitely take a look at the calendar link in the description below. Hey, what is up, guys? Welcome back to another YouTube video at the World of AI. In today's video, we're going to be taking a look at IllaBuilder, which is an open source low code platform that allows anyone to basically create AI driven applications. This is by using their drag and drop feature to do so. Now, they have a library of components and actions which lets you facilitate the quick development as well as the deployment of different types of ranges of AI tools as well as applications. It's an easy way for you to work with different data sources, APIs, while using their drag and drop UI to assemble your application. And this is something that we're going to take a look at as we go further into the video. So let's get straight into it and showcase some of the capabilities. Now, IllaBuilder has 4 primary features associated with it. Firstly, you have the drag and drop component, which is easily letting you create user interfaces of your business app or any sort of project app by simply dragging and dropping components. And this allows for a quick implementation of desired functionalities. Secondly, you have the ability to connect your data sources, which is establishing connections to different ranges of data sources, including MySQL. You have PostgreSQL, as well as various other databases. You can also work with REST APIs as well as GraphQL, and this lets you build these applications effortlessly within minutes. Thirdly, you're able to configure and integrate AI agents within IllaBuilder. This is where you can enhance the capabilities by seamlessly integrating various other sorts of AI agents, and this will empower them with the capabilities such as intelligent analysis as well as content generation, which allows you to make your apps a little bit even better. You're lastly able to automate your workflows, which is utilizing the Illa flow. And this is going to automate your workflows, which will ensure constant access to the latest data, and it's going to reduce repetitive tasks. So this will basically make your work more intelligent and efficient. Inbuilt automated feature for your workflow. So you might be wondering, how can you actually access this? Well, there's 2 methods to get started with IllaBuilder. Now, as I said, this is an open source platform which you can get started with right away. They have a free method to use this on the cloud at this current moment, but if you're obviously going to use more requirements, you're going to need to pay for it. But if you are to fully host it, it's completely free and you can get started with it by simply installing Docker. Now, what you want to do is click here where it will take you to the documentation. I'll leave all these links such as the repo as well as the website so you can access it fairly easily. Now, if you go to the IllaBuilder documentation, you can click on the self-hosted deployment, which will showcase how you can get started with Docker or your CLI. So if you're interested in this, definitely take a look at this link in the description below. But for the case of this video, I'm going to be showcasing how you can get started with their cloud version, which is super easy to use and it's completely for free. Now, to get started, you can create an account with GitHub or your Gmail account. So you can simply just click on this button and register. And once you have done that, you'll be then sent to this dashboard, which will be the area where you will create your application or your AI agent. You can see that you can get started with a couple of templates that they already have, where you can work with an IT asset tracker, which is one really useful template that you can use while having it associated with AI, which could definitely help you out a lot. There's various other things that you can also implement this into. So if you're interested in taking a look at some of the templates, you can just click more and you can see that they have a lot of different templates that you can get started with. Now, if you go to the AI driven application, you can see that there's various things that you can work with, such as an app and web content management. You have an AI audio processing, which is really cool, as well as much more. So definitely take a look through this, play around with it so you get a better feel as to what you can do with this. But in my case, I'm just going to create a blank app and get started with this. Now, you can obviously click this button over here, or you can click this one. You can upload your own data as well. So that's a way for you to connect your data source. And this is where you can include MySQL, PostgreSQL, as well as using REST API. Now, if you go to the apps, this is where you're going to be playing around with all your applications that you create. Flows is currently in beta, where you can create your flows using this drag and drop feature. Now, this is something that I've talked about at the start of the video, and it's super easy to get started with. You can basically work in this drag and drop UI to get started, where you can select two different options, a webhook or a scheduler. You can copy this and you can get started with this. So you can then click new and add more body parameters. But if not, you can then simply get started with this, where you can move around with this and you can then start creating your application through this flow. Now, if you go to the AI agents, you can create new agents as well, where they can do various things like respond to emails and have different agents that can accomplish whatever task you want within IllaBuilder. This is a platform that lets you do a lot more than many of the other applications, because it gives you flexibility by giving you an easy way for you to create AI agents, work with AI agents, as well as creating applications with ready-made templates. This is where you can give it a certain prompt, add variables, select the model that you want. So in this case, you can even use Llama, which is really, really cool. At this current moment, I believe you would have to pay for the paid plans to use these, but you can obviously use the free GPT 3.5 model or the Llama 2 chat model, which is 7 billion parameters. If you go down, you can give it a name and have it so that it can do various sorts of things. You can have a text generation or just a simple chat agent. Now, if you go to the files, this is where you can upload your data sources. And if you go to resources, you can also create content where you can include your MySQL, Postgres, or whatever it may be. This way, you can include these other integrations of AI agents as well as different data sources, which will help develop your project. So now I'm going to showcase how you can basically use this drag and drop UI to create your AI agents or your applications. Now, if you are to go here, you can start off with this trigger where you can retrieve information from a webhook, or you can schedule a trigger. This is by clicking on this and specifying what you want to trigger with the schedule. Now, if you can click on this, you can also switch back to a webhook. And in this case, if you click on this dot over here, you can just drag this all the way over here and you can choose between 4 different things. You can choose a condition, which lets you have the flexibility to filter out certain things. You can use a transformer as well as different AI agents and actions. So in this case, if you want an action, you can use your database that you have uploaded or a REST API to configure this even further. But in this case, I can just go click on AI agent. And if you click on the AI agent and go to the community, you can then see that there's various other resources already uploaded where you can even fork these AI agents so that it can help you with your own app creation or your own AI agent, where you can use a translator. In this case, you can fork it, and this translator will then help you translate different things that are starting from this trigger. You can then also move forward and add a transformer, which can help you integrating Hugging Face transformers to execute this task. In this case, this is not needed for us, but I'm going to just simply delete this by, I don't know how you delete this, right here. Sorry about that. But then you can go even more further by adding a condition so that you can set some sort of filter or some condition that will only generate certain things if you wanted to. And this is just a simple example, guys. This doesn't like I don't know what I'm doing with this, but I'm just showcasing the capabilities as to what you can do. This is just showcasing how you can get started with this. Now, this is the actual flow builder where you can use this drag and drop UI to help create AI agents or applications. Now, if you go to the apps, you can then click on create a blank application, or you can start with something that's already there. If you click on the create a blank, you can get started with this drag and drop UI, which will help you create applications as well. I think it might be easier to just select some sort of already made template. So I'm going to just simply scroll through a couple of AI driven applications. I think the most useful one over here would be this app and web content management. So we can then simply start off with this. You can see that it's using different types of resources. So it's using a REST API, it's using a vector database, as well as an AI agent that you have created from IllaBuilder, which is from the flows. Now you can also integrate these by simply clicking on this translator. Obviously, this is not the right one that you're going to be using in this, but you can simply just create your own new resource and basically configure the super database, vector database, by simply adding this in the new resource category. You can also add your API for the REST API or whatever resources that are using with this REST API by simply going to the resources and adding it over there. Once you have done that, you can simply click save, and you can see that it has already created your content management application. You can configure this further by editing the text, obviously adding different buttons, and you can then configure even the content list even more. And this is by basically using the different drag and drop features to like play around with your UI. So you can even go further by deleting some sections that you don't want, sorry, and you can even add things as well, where you can just simply click on the new button, add some sort of AI agent, add a different resource or a transformer. And if you want to interact with the UI, you can then play around with it on the page over here, where you can add different things such as a new text, or you can insert new components, where if you want to include some sort of graph, for example, you can then just add this graph over and configure it by adding the right resources from the resource tab to basically create this graph. Now, I know this is a little complicated, but if you are to play around with it a little bit more, you'll get a better feel as to how you can use this application. This is just simply a great way for you to create any sort of business application or any sort of project application with the use of AI, and it's going to help you execute tasks automatically, autonomously, and easily. Now, one last thing to end on is that you're able to invite any sort of partner that you want to work with on this platform. So this allows you to work with any sort of user super easily by simply just inviting them into your cloud database, or sorry, your cloud platform. But that's basically it for today's video, guys. There's a lot more to this, so I definitely recommend you play around with it, take a look at the tutorials, as well as the blog posts, which showcase a little bit more about what you can actually create and do with this application. Now, that's basically it for today's video. I'll leave all these links in the description below so that you can access it fairly easily. But that's about it for IllaBuilder. I hope you enjoyed this video, guys. Make sure you check out the Patreon page if you want to access amazing features, which you can take a look at in the description below. Make sure you follow us on Twitter if you guys haven't already, so you can stay up to date with the latest AI news. Lastly, make sure you guys subscribe, turn on the notification bell, like this video, and check out our previous videos so you can stay up to date with the latest AI news. But with that thought, guys, thank you guys so much for watching. Have an amazing day, spread positivity, and I'll see you guys fairly shortly. Peace out, fellas.